What's up, you guys? It's Bailey B here, and I'm back with some more financial vocabulary. Today I'm going to be breaking down 3 different types of assets. So I like to look at assets in 3 main categories. The first one being paper, the second one being debt, and the final one being physical. So what do I really mean by this? Well, paper is what most people are probably aware of, and when someone says, hey, I want to invest, that's really what they're thinking of, and what that I consider is stock. So what is stock? Stock is effectively a piece of a company where the company says, hey, we're worth $100. I'll do this math for you. We're worth $100. We want to issue what's called a share, and we'll issue 100 shares. And that's a share is really just a fancy term for a piece of the company. We're going to break it up into 100 pieces, so 100 different people can own it. And what that's going to effectively say is that the one stock or one share is going to be worth $1. And that's actually what's known as just share price. And the reason why I consider that a paper is because when they was first really going and started long hundreds of years ago, is it was literally written on a piece of paper. And so if you had the paper, you had ownership of the share, and therefore you had ownership of the stock. And in order to receive any dividends or to sell it, you had to physically have that paper in hand. Today's world, we're pretty digitized, and as a result, it's no longer really in a paper form as per se, but rather you would hold it into an online brokerage account with a bank or a purely online brokerage account itself. And so through that, you really just see it as ones and zeros, binary numbers, but it really started as a paper asset. Now, the second one, which is debt, is probably going to sound a little funky, and the reason why is because if you watched my last video with asset versus liabilities, I talked about how liabilities are really anything you owe, and when you think of debt, you think of what you owe. But in this case, I consider it an asset because it's for one main reason. In this scenario, in what's going to be called a bond, is you are the lender. So a bond is effectively a company says, hey, we need $1,000 and we'll pay you back in 10 years. So if you give us $1,000 for 10 years, we will pay you over the course of that 10 years, $10. So you say, all right, that sounds like a good deal to me. I give you the $1,000, company says thank you, they go do whatever they need to do with it, and each year, at the end of the year, they're going to say, here's your check for $10. So over the course of that 10 years, you're collecting $10 a piece every year, which equates to $100. And then at the end of that 10 years, they say, hey, thank you for this loan. Thank you for entrusting your money with us and believing and trusting us. Here's your $1,000 back. So at the end of it, you're getting this original $1,000, and you're getting $10 per year times 10 years, which is $100. So over the course of that 10 years, you made $1,100 on your original $1,000, which isn't a bad investment. And the reason why it's still considered debt is because you're effectively creating debt that the company is taking on, but you are holding the asset, which is the in receipt of that money that they're paying out. Now the last one we're going to talk about is physical, and what I like to think of physical is something that you can physically see, you can touch, you can feel, you can hug, you can kiss, you can lick. Wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but you could. And really, these are going to break down into a couple common forms that most people are going to be aware of. Oops. First one's going to be gold or silver. And the second one is going to be, and this is my personal favorite, real estate. Estate. That E's really crooked. We're going to roll with it. And so these, like I said, are things that you can physically see, you can physically hold on to, you can save, you can touch, feel, and you can trade. They don't really go away quickly. Gold and silver have been around for thousands of years. And real estate has really been the same way. A building goes up, and when it starts wearing down, you can replace it, and you get a new building. But the land is always there. That real estate, that land, it's always there. And so that's physical. You can go and walk on it, you can touch it, you can sit in it, you can stand on it, you can do whatever you want with it, throw it. Well, maybe not a building, but maybe a small piece of gold coin or something. But it's physical. You can physically hold it. And so these are really the 3 main categories in the ways that I break down my different assets that I like to maintain and hold. And my preferable ones, as you kind of already heard, are going to be the paper focus, and then the physical, but really it's going to be this real estate. And I'll go into detail about why that is in another video, but those are kind of my two favorite. They're actually what I studied in school, and that's kind of where my background and knowledge comes from. So with that said, these are the 3 different types of assets, and that's going to wrap up today's video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. Please share this with anyone that you think might find interest in it, and leave a comment below if you have any ideas for something else you would like me to break down a term or some kind of concept that's a financial related, and I'll look into doing that for the next video. So I appreciate you taking time to watch and listen, and have a great day.